Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and this is actually my first review video. No, I'm joking, jokes aside. What do I think about games in general? In my opinion, I do think, you know, games are, at least in many categories, something you could enjoy and have happy about, at least in my opinion and stuff like that. Now again, I don't have, I can't say that, all games are good or, stuff like that, because there are games that are, I don't know, trash and so on. Now I'm actually pretty nervous because, this is actually the first time I'm showing my face and in front of YouTube and all that jazz. But I do think that, in my opinion, I had to upload this. Now, let me fix this first of all. Okay, what do I think about it? Number one, I do think that games can have life teaching. Why do I think about it? Why do I think this way? Because I do think that, some games, let's say Red Dead Redemption, GTA, okay, I'm talking about mature games. Well, I do think that GTA has online jazz. I do think that, a lot of games shows, different perspective on what do you think about whatever, so on and so forth. Okay, I know who's watching me. Who is watching me? Tell me. Okay, but it's so embarrassing now I'm thinking about it. Who's watching me? I don't know. I feel pretty uncomfortable. But I do think that there's a lot of games that teach you life lesson and what you should probably do in life and all that stuff. And then there's games like you should have fun time with it, because in my opinion, I do think that while there are games that are made for story, first story then gameplay, there are also games that you know pyro okay, I can't talk, but that prefer to do gameplay first, then story second. At least in my opinion, these games, they do offer positive and negative. Some of them, some of them have bad reputation. Some of them have good reputation. Plus, you know at the end of the day, games are what makes, I guess, fun and stuff like that. I don't know how I would explain this, but I could. But what I'm trying to say is that you know, games are made to be fun. There's reasons why many companies or developers are trying to entertain. Why it does have to do with money. However, I still think that they're trying uh, to do the best that to make sure that their audience have fun and stuff like that. That's at least what I think about gaming. You could have fun, you could learn something about it, what you should or shouldn't do in life, and maybe it could also inspire you on what you could do, in the future and stuff like that. That's at least what I think about gaming and stuff like that. Then there are also people that say, "Boy, gaming ain't allowed" and stuff like that. And to that certain extent, no. You know, yeah, gaming. Sure. Not all people play. There is a lot of people that watch movies, series, or animes, and read manga and all that stuff. But at the same time, I still think that you know it's also one of those categories that there's a lot of people that love or hate it, at least in my opinion. Now I'm gonna apologize for my bad English or stuff like that. I'm not extremely fluent. However, I'm gonna try to do my best to explain what meant there. At the same time, what do you think about gaming? Because in my opinion, it's just like is I wouldn't say exactly hobby, but at the same time, something that you could enjoy or learn or stuff like that. Plus, what do you recommend me to play next, on the channel? I don't know, because there's a lot of stuff to be done here and there. You know, I know that I showed my face way too early. However, at the same time, kind of wanted to talk about, kind of wanted to stream a video, talk about, what do I think in general about gaming. Recently, I finished playing SA2, or I'm saying it shortly because the name is extremely too. Okay, not extremely, but it's way too long. Let me know if you guessed it there. And I think it's my favorite game, at least for now. Of all time. It had great gameplay, good, okay, a good story, and it had also multiple playbook characters. And at the end, sorry, sorry if I'm spoiling. I'm probably gonna say time. Okay, not timestamp because I can't. But spoilers. That one character died or sacrificed himself, and then he dies. At least in this one game, and then he returns. However, I didn't play that game after, since technically I don't own old consoles. However, I got lucky to play PlayStation now, which I'm pretty grateful for. Let me know if if you get if you know the name of the game, because I have hinted. Let me know in the comment section. At the same time, I also played BO4, which um was kind of disappointing because to an extent, I think BO3 is my favorite card. At least if you're gonna count, I don't want to say trilogy, stuff like that. But I do think that, in my opinion, I do think that's the best, at least Call of Duty experience. If we don't talk about the campaign, since I'm not into campaign stuff. But if I'm gonna talk about multiplayer and zombies, then I do think that BO3 wins that category. Sure, I didn't. Unfortunately, I couldn't play BO1 because I was too young and stuff like that. But at the same time, I got to play to an extent BO2 and also BO3 and BO4. I didn't play BO4 nowhere near. Number one, it was like, I don't know, to an extent, I'm bad at games because it's way too difficult, and also they changed way too much about the mechanic that made me, I wouldn't say pissed, but at the same time, not enjoyable or fun at all. Sure, I could understand why they removed Juggernaut, but at the same time, why would you remove such a thing? Because, I'm not saying you should go into nostalgia pandering. However, at the same time, why do you remove such a thing? Even if you wanted to an extent nerf, you could had, for example, two hit system in BO2, which basically was that one hit you get red screen, and then the second one you go down and die, stuff like that. And then also, when you have jug, then you basically could have up to 4 or 5 health bars, with which, in my opinion, it could be a great idea. That's at least in my opinion why I do think that at least BO4 could to an extent have done that. While I do understand the ambition to an extent, or I do think the game is ambitious in some regards, if you're gonna think about mechanics and stuff like that. But at the same time, there is a limit to where to where you should stop and stuff like that. Now, what do I think about the maps? Well, I haven't played everything, every single map, at least not yet. However, I have played 9, and I played Blood of the Dead and Ancient Evil and the Voyage of Despair. However, I haven't played, oh, and also Nuketown, or yeah, Alpha and Omega. Yeah, yeah. Oh, last second I have remembered that. I know I'm so messy right now, but yeah, you could get the idea. That's at least you know, and also what I do think that led down to why the critics or to the extent people didn't really enjoy BO4 knowing it as BO3 or 2 maybe. Some people, of course, no matter how unpopular something is, there's always going to be people that's gonna like it, and it's okay for it to be such a thing. But at the same time, to an extent, I feel like if we would finish the game, then maybe you could have delayed it, to an extent, and then maybe have waited to next gen console, because to an extent, if you think about it, when BF5, I mean, sorry, 3 got released. It released around 2015 October, stuff like that. Then we had shortly after, which was in February, that we got the Ison, and then we got Zetsubo in around, I think, May or June. Then we got no, 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 wait a minute. I think we got the Ison in January. Then we got Zetsubo in April or May, and then we got Gorod in around August, July, stuff like that. And then Revelation we got almost, I do think it was in between October to November. I don't remember. Let me know. I do think I'm wrong here, but you kind of got the idea. And then also they released Zombies Chronicles, which came out in 2017. So at least we could say to an extent that the game was maybe it was developed during BO3 maps. However, at the same time, I do think the game felt rushed and also unpolished at the start, which to an extent you could think of that may kill a game and stuff like that. You know, that basically, well, rushing it. I do get, at least, it's great that they polished up, to an extent, the mechanics, a lot more. That also, they made huge updates so that, people would, at least, they would try, revive the community through that, you know, through that low and stuff like that. And yeah, and also I played, I recently also played GTA, during winter break or Christmas, I mean. Um, uh, um, I haven't finished this story, but at the same time, it was kind of interesting to see, the unique mechanics, having open world, thing. I do think that I should maybe buy an open world slash RPG game, because I haven't played these type of games for kind of long time, or at least not as an official game. I kind of want to do that since I don't have PC, but at the same time, I kind of want that. Maybe I should buy DMZ character at the same time. And never mind my babbling. And also, that's what I think to an extent. The story is to an extent maybe interesting. However, at the same time, I was blown away by online mechanics, and also, I had to get 1 million for reason. Come on. And also, let me know, what do you think about, all these games that I have mentioned so far? Mm, yeah, at least for now, I feel expressionless. But you know, at least I do think that for now, we could maybe get something, amazing. While I don't think that we could get any games that you could say legend. 10, 10 years from now, who knows? I'm not talking. Sorry, to an extent, I'm sorry that I'm kind of sounding professional. Okay, not professional, but I mean, I'm noob, but at least at the same time, I do think that uh, now what should I do? Maybe I should cut this, but let me know what do you think about gaming in general, because I do think it's just other communities. Like I said before, I do think it's just that you know just any community or that people that has its own fans or genre stuff like that. There's no limit to like or hate. Well, at least to an extent, that's what I think. And next time that I may do such a thing, maybe I'm gonna talk about why I do think that maybe anime or stuff like that. Anime, is important, or not important, but at least at the same time, not be compared to cartoon shows and stuff like that. So that's it, at least for today. I'm not gonna upload, I'm gonna upload, as often as I can. However, if I don't, upload for kind of a while, it could be that I'm burned out, tired, which equals laziness in some categories. At the same, and it could be also that I had to study, train, and I don't know other stuff. Come on, you know, all that could hit at the same time. Which I'm trying to say that I may not upload weekly. Maybe I could end up uploading, 1 month later, or even a century later. Okay, I'm exaggerating way too much, but what do I think? I hope that in this year we could achieve at least the minimal, 50 subscribers, and then I wouldn't say maximum, but what I want at least, if we get 50 subscribers, at least, um, that would be great. But at the same time, I want to push it to 100. So please, spread this video and also recommend others to subscribe to my channel so that I could upload, and it may end up inspiring me to do a lot more videos or topic or analysis on why I think this and that good or bad and whatever. So see ya.